What's happening, y'all? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now, where we're bringing the village to the brothers. Every couple of weeks, you can look forward to a quick inspirational message or a thought-provoking guest with knowledge and wisdom, all geared towards helping you be the best father that you can be. We're bringing the village to you. Now it's your turn to do something with what you learned. All right, y'all. Let's go. What's going on, fellas? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now. Now, dig this. We have a guest that has a story that will just legitimately inspire you, make you think. But then he has a story that, you know, at the end of the day, is not over yet, because he has some big goals and big dreams to that are going to come into play in the future. And this guy is none other than my friend Olivier Muhire. Now, if you're around Knoxville, Tennessee, you've probably heard the name Mr. O. And I was just like, dude, I'm a grown man. I ain't finna call you Mr. O. You are Olivier. I'm gonna use your government name, right? But I got my man Olivier Muhire. And Olivier is originally from Kigali, Rwanda. He's a graduate of East Tennessee State University. And what's interesting about his story, man, is he's got a journey that is powerful, and part of that journey involves 1994 being in Rwanda during the genocide, where over roughly a million of his fellow countrymen were killed during that time period. But he actually survived that, and that's a portion of his journey. And so we'll talk a little bit about that, talk about family, talk about life, talk about his journey, talk about who and what he's doing to impact the lives of young folks now, but then too his big dream in the future in regards to what he would love to do in Rwanda. And what's interesting about this brother is he's currently not a father yet, but the thing is, his journey is extremely impactful and brings so much value to the lives of brothers who are raising kids to really just understand where you come from, understand who you are, but then have a purpose in life. So, fellas, without further ado, I want to welcome my man, Olivier Muhire. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? Like you said, man, I am not a father, but I do have 2 nephews and 3 nieces that I love like my own, man. You know, those kids, you know, every time I go see them, we do things like a father will do, you know. So, yeah, they kind of prepare me for me to be a father one day. So I'm always looking forward to just meeting them and stuff like that. They live in Georgia. But yeah, like you said, man, my name is Olivier. It's French, Muhire. Muhire is the name my father gave me. A lot of people kind of get confused because I don't have the same last name with my brothers.
Really?
Or my sisters.
Really?
Yes.
So hold on. So your father gave you a different last name,
yes,
than your brothers and sisters?
Yes.
That's interesting. How does that come about?
That is just how it is in pretty much in Africa. You don't see, like, I don't have my father's last name.
Really?
No. Like my
That's
father's name. My father's name was Claude Mumvaneza. My name is Olivier Muhire. My sister's name is Alice Uwimana. So my other sister's name is Clarisse Mutoni, you know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, is there a meaning behind each one of the names, or how
yeah?
Okay.
Most of these last names, it's always like an African name. They always do have a meaning to it. So like my name, each year on New Year's, there would be like Uzagira umwaka mushya muhire. It's pretty much meaning I hope you have a blessed and peaceful year.
Okay.
So Muhire means kind of means peace.
Really?
That's what my name means.
That's fascinating. Your name means peace, and it seems like that is a goal of yours in regards to creating things, like you want to create peace, you know, you want to utilize that portion of it. But the thing is, you also had a journey that was everything but peaceful,
Right.
you know, at certain times.
Right. Yes. So like growing up, man, from the time I was born to the time I was 6, you know, I lived the normal, not normal, but you know, living in Africa. Growing up in Africa, you have what you have. So but yeah, from the time I was 1, you know, to all the way on at 6, everything was okay. You know, we lived in a house. My mom and dad were home. I didn't see my dad that much because he worked.
What did he
a
do?
lot. He used to work at the airport.
Okay.
I can't really tell you what he did at the airport, but I just know he went to work.
Gotcha.
And when I was a kid, he took me to the airport one time. This is the first time I went on the airplane, and I sat on the airplane, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Did you fly somewhere?
We actually did. We went to where my mom is from. It's called Cyangugu.
And that's in Rwanda.
That's in Rwanda, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a short flight because Rwanda is not that big. Rwanda is Tennessee's bigger than Rwanda.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
yeah. But yeah, so we went there and then we came back. But yeah, so that was my childhood from 0 to 6.
Pretty normal. Just
Pretty normal,
pretty much normal for that area.
Yeah, and then when I was 6, I remember one day I was about to go to school, and then my mama was like, "No, don't go to school. You can't go to school." Then you start hitting gunshots. You know.
Really?
Yeah, everything is just kind of chaotic at the time.
It just it just all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden the things just started happening. You know, but you're a kid. Like I'm 6 years old. Like I don't know what's going on. You know, so. But later on, I heard the news that the president got killed or whatever, and I was like, on an airplane, you know, his plane got shot down. And I was like, oh, okay. So I mean, then I literally we couldn't leave the house because it was just chaos.
You literally were stuck in your house.
Yeah, we were just stuck in the house for a couple months.
Really? It's not. See, you know, it's interesting, fellas. Putting in perspective, when we have bad weather, you know, we're stuck in the house for a few days. You know, maybe a week if things are not, you know, if things are really, really bad. You were stuck in the house for a couple of months.
Yeah. And when I say stuck in the house is, like, I'm not in the house. You know, we lived in a house without had a gate. So I mean, you can get outside, but you really couldn't go more than 20 or 30 yards away from your house because your mom would just be like, get back in here because it wasn't safe. But yeah, I mean, but then every now and then you hear gunshots, you know, just going through, you know.
Wow.
You know, just things flying over your head, you know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the time you were 6, you know, that's the stuff you hear in movies. You know, but it didn't take me a while to realize, like, this is real life.
This is real.
This is real, you know, like, you need to be careful. But yeah.
And how long did that last? Was it you know, multiple years, months, days? I mean, how long did that thing last?
It was April 1994 to, I believe it was July. Like July or June. July or August.
Really?
Yeah.
So was that now, when you read about and go online and read about, like, the genocide that happened in Rwanda and roughly 1 million people were killed.
1 million people were killed.
That was just in that short time frame?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I see a lot of documentaries, and they talk about how in one day about 100 people died. 100,000 people died.
In one day?
In one day, you know.
God.
Yeah, so, but during that time, you know, even though I was 6, that's when I knew that there was some, like, just bad people in this world, you know, because I'm just thinking, like, man, it's like, why would you want to kill somebody else? You know, like, you know, because I grew up, man, to this day I go to church. I go to church the best way I can, you know. Any Sunday that I'm home, I always go to church. But that's how my mom raised me, like, you know. So like I try not to miss church. Like I believe I'm a good person, you know. And then I go to church. I do all these things. But you don't just have to go to church to be a good person.
That's right.
But like the point that you just kill somebody else, like, it just don't make sense.
It does not make sense.
It does not make sense. But so when you hear that 1 million people die, that's a lot of people.
In a short, and the thing that's crazy to me when you just said that was you're talking about like a 3 or 4 month period.
Right.
1 million people died in a 3 or 4 month period. Like that, I mean, it sends chills up your spine just to think about it, and the fact that this was happening right outside your door.
Yeah.
Right outside.
Right outside.
And now, when it comes to your immediate family, you know, how was your immediate family impacted by this? Because, you know, you mentioned you couldn't really leave the house, so like you're one of 5. How many siblings do you have?
I got 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay, so you're one of 4.
Yeah.
And then, you know, your mom and your dad. How was your family directly impacted by all of the stuff that was going on during the genocide?
Also, that's 3 months of you not knowing if your grandmother is alive. You know, that's 3 months of not knowing if your cousins were alive or auntie. You know, because I don't think we had a phone.
Wow. Wow. You don't even think about that nowadays. It's like,
no,
wow.
No. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't, stuff we take for granted here, you know, right? But yeah, it's crazy. Like, you just don't know who's alive and who's not. But yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. After that, after 94, go forward, it's me thinking that everything was about to be normal again, you know, because people wouldn't die.
Well, hold on. Stop. You got to stop for a second.
Yeah.
1 million people died in a few months.
Yeah.
And then after that, you were like, you know what? I'm thinking everything's going to be normal again.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, me personally thinking about something like that, how I could ever imagine life being quote unquote normal.
Yeah. Well,
that's wild.
And this is the thing. That's why I don't think that if you're going through like a hard time, I don't think that would last. Like, I don't think that lasts. It's just a phase you're going through.
That's right. It's a season,
yeah,
right?
It's a season. You know, it gets over with, and then you move on to the next thing. So that's where I kind of get my mindset pretty much every day, man. You know, because I'm like, okay, I mean, this happened today, cool. To move on to the next day. So that's why I meant, like, so after 1 million people just died, I don't know if that 1 million people died. Like, I didn't know that. I found out years later that was
the impact.
Yeah. Because the older I get, the more I study. Because I'm like, man, why would something like that happen? But anyway, so I'm thinking that things are about to be normal again. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then your family members started disappearing.
Your family members started?
Yeah, like my grandfather. I don't know whatever happened to him.
Wow.
To this day, I don't know what happened to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Just gone.
Just gone.
Wow. And this is after
the genocide.
Wow.
Yeah. My father disappears.
Your dad, like, he just didn't come home one day.
Yeah.
Wow.
But later on, we found my father in a jail. But yeah, just some family, friends just disappearing. You know, you're just like, what is going on?
And this is the time in which you thought things were about to be normal again.
This is right after the genocide. Like, so this is like, so I don't know. So the genocide ends in July. You know, you go. So like in December. You know, some just strange things are happening. You know, people are disappearing. But you know, like I say, man, my mom taught me, you know, everything is gonna be okay. So yeah, we just gonna ride it out. So my father ended up going to prison. Really, to this day, I really don't know why my father was in prison. You know, but I mean, that's. Maybe I meet God one day and he's gonna answer me.
He'll let you know. Let me tell you why. You know, he'll give you the.
You know, because I was just a kid, man. I was just a kid. I was 6 years old. Imagine when you're 6, man. That's when you start elementary school. You know, but yeah, by my mom is a warrior, man. My mom is the strongest person I know.
Wow.
Because before you go to, and when you go to school in Rwanda or just about anywhere in Africa, you gotta pay tuition.
Okay.
So imagine paying tuition for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 kids.
Wow.
To go to school. but you gotta feed him too.
Mm-hmm.
And your husband just got locked up, so you by yourself.
And before that, your dad was the one that provided.
My mom and my dad
Your
were
mom and your dad.
providing.
Okay.
You know.
But since your dad is gone, it was all on your mom.
Yeah,
at that
it's
point.
on my mom. You know, at the time, I guess my mom is one in her 30s.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So you just think about that, because that's the kind of age that I'm approaching now. Because I always think about it. It's like,
Wow, that's interesting. It's interesting when you get to that point in life. You start to connect the dots, and you're like, you know, when the age that I'm approaching now, you know, this is what was going on with my parents. You know, and how would I deal with that? Like, I think about, like, here in America, you know, growing up, and I think back to, like, my grandparents who, you know, were pretty much my age during, like, the civil rights movement or whatever. And it's just like, at 30, I'm 38, so at 38, would I handle things the same way they did during that time frame? And it makes you really think.
Yeah, you have to think.
Wow.
Yeah, you start thinking, because I think about that stuff all the time. You know, like the older I get, and I'm going to talk about how my father died. But my father died. But yeah, this is stuff I would want to ask him now, because every day I would really want to talk to my dad. Every morning I wake up, I just want to talk to him. So how would you handle this situation? You know,
fellas, I want you to hear that. You know, we all have questions that it's kind of like the woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? It's like, I wish I could have, or if I had the opportunity to ask, you know, I would do that, but a lot of times we don't. Fellas, this is Black Fathers Now. If you are currently with your kids, if you and your kids have a relationship in which, you know, you connect with them on a regular basis, openly engage and talk to them. Because, like my man Olivier was saying, you know, there's so many questions he wishes he could ask his dad about this and about that, or approaching various aspects or various stages of life that he can't do right now. So if you have that opportunity to do that right now, then you need to make it happen and give them that opportunity, because tomorrow's not promised. And so it's just it's powerful, man. But I think that's something that we can kind of, you know, put a pin in and really step back and think about, that if you have the opportunity to share things with your kids, share them, because we all have questions. And even if they don't necessarily initiate those questions to you, openly share, because these are questions that are coming. Right.
Yeah. I have a friend who he was getting in trouble a lot. You know, always getting in trouble with the law. You know, and one day I told him, I said, man, should I look at your father, because he still has a dad. I said, man, there's not a single day I wake up and I wish I had my dad here. You know, and I was like, so every time you put handcuffs on you, like, it's not just you, man. It's like, you're embarrassing your dad and your mom, you know, your brothers and sister. He looked at me and he started crying. And it was just that me saying that to him, because it was me and my other friend, but just because my other friend lost his dad too a couple of years ago. And like, after that conversation, you can tell this kid is a changed man. You know, like, because he takes more time to, like, talk to his dad. You know, I said, man, I don't care about the difference with, like, if your mom and dad are not living together, or, you know, they might have some issues going on. You know,
that's on them.
Yeah, that's
them.
on them.
Yeah.
Right. You got one dad. You got one mom.
You need to keep that relationship high.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because you don't know. Your dad might die tomorrow, or like 10 years from now, or whatever. But you need to have that one thing that you can always go back to your dad and just feel like he's dead. Because I don't have that. You know, like, I never got that. Yeah, but your mom can't teach you how to be a man. Like, I love my mom. Love my mom to death.
Yeah, but she's mom.
That's right. She's mom. Yeah, she can't teach me how to be a man. So me trying to teach myself how to be a man, it's hard.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's what I tell my nephews. Try to tell my brother. It's like, whatever you do, be a good dad. But yeah, so go back to where I came from.
So you were in
I'm still in Rwanda.
and so like a year, so after the genocide happened, and then your dad got locked up, and your grandfather disappeared, and things started happening or kept happening after that.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened next, man?
So I'm in school. I'm in school.
So you all went back to school after that?
Yeah.
In Rwanda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my sisters, my two sisters and my brother, they lived in a boarding school.
Okay.
So I would see him every now and then, like on vacations. But yeah, it was just weird times, man. You can just tell things weren't normal. Things were not normal. So yeah, from 1994 to 1999, one day I come home from school and then guess who was sitting outside?
Who?
It was my dad.
Hold on. So from 94 to 99,
Yeah.
Did you all ever see him when he was in jail?
Yeah, yes. So where the jail was literally probably about 2-3 miles from that house.
Okay.
So every Saturday, and my sister Alice had stories. She got stories, man. Because every Saturday you can go see whoever your family members that's locked up. Because he ended up going to prison.
Okay.
They just took him to prison. So every Saturday you can visit him. So you go in and you get online. You say, "Hey, I'm here to see such and such." Then you write your name, and then you just sit there and wait. And they will open his gate, and everybody would just kind of run into them. And then you sit. So they'll bring out probably about 100 inmates. So about 100 of them, they will all come out at the same time, and then they will line up. So you have to stand and see if your person is coming. So you literally had about a minute.
Really?
To say, "Hey, my uncle came over, he told me to say hi, blah, 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 and then they'll be like, okay, go tell your mom that I say this and this and this, blah, but you have 1 minute, and you have to give him the food, but man, every time I went, to go back to my father, the hug he would give me, man, he was just that strong.
Yes.
Man, I wish I was home, but you had a minute.
You had a minute to communicate everything you needed to communicate.
There was a police officer that would come in here with a baton. Yeah, you better move out of the way.
Because you'll get popped with that.
Yeah, man.
But every Saturday you had 1 minute.
Every Saturday, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, every now and then we'll go see my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that
So in 99 you came home.
In 99 I came home.
He was sitting on the step.
He's sitting on the step. Because he didn't have a key to get in the house.
Okay.
It's like, I said, "Dad?" I said, "Yes, son." He's like, "Come here." So I'm sitting down, I'm just looking at him, like I'm touching him.
It's like, is this real?
Yeah. Because I've never really felt that. I said, "Man," I said, "Okay, cool. So Daddy's home." Daddy's home. And my mom came. My mom came from work that day. We came home. She opened the door. We all just sitting in. I'm just looking at him, Dad, man. I'm like, man, this is my daddy's home. I can have a normal household. It's mom and dad.
Yeah.
And there is me. My sisters are coming. Everything is all good. Then that night, that very same night. So in Africa, man, there is no such a thing as you can't send a kid to a grocery store. So it's like 9 o'clock at night, My mom was like, go tell your dad's friend that he's home so they can come say hi. It's like 9 p.m., right?
Okay.
So I'm like 9, 10 years old then.
Okay.
So I'm just going. It's probably a good 2-3 miles, to walk down there. I go tell my dad's friend, and I say, "Hey, Dad is home." And he said, "Okay, I'm coming to see him in the morning." So on the way back, I stopped. I saw 2 guys coming. I was like, "What is going on over here?" So these 2 guys, they stopped. You know what I was doing?
What?
Something that I shouldn't have been doing. I was peeing on the road.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I had to pee really bad. So these guys stopped, and we had a housemate. We had a maid, and he went with me, but he just kept walking when I stopped. And then I could see him. He just kept waving. He said, "Turn around and go back. Just go back." So when I stopped, and then I looked up, and then there was two guys that came towards me, and I was like, what is going on? Because they stopped too.
That's right.
And then one of them was like, hey, come here. And when he said come here, I had an instinct to just run. So I just turned around and just started running. So I'm running, and they started chasing me. I don't know what they wanted.
But they were chasing you,
They
so
were chasing me.
I'm going to run
Yeah,
too.
I'm
That's
running.
Right. That's right.
You say when you're scared, man, you run.
That's right.
So I'm running, I went to a friend's house. It was a neighbor's house. Man, I went to his door. I didn't knock. I just bum rushed to that door, went under his bed, and they didn't even know what happened. Because he came and he was like, what's going on, son?
That was your neighbor?
That was a neighbor, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. There was two guys chasing me outside. I don't know what they want. So I said, well, okay, come on. This man is like probably about in his 70s, right?
The neighbor?
Yeah,
okay.
The neighbors. Man, come here. We're going to go to your house. Nobody's going to touch you. So he walked me to the house, and then when I probably were close to our house, and I saw my dad standing outside. So like, you a father. Somebody came to your house and told you somebody's chasing your son.
Yeah.
So what do? Your son or daughter?
That's
what
right.
do
You're going to go
like,
check it out and see what's up.
But my dad don't know where to go. Because he was looking, should I go this way or this way? There was two ways that you could go. So my dad is just out there pacing, It was like, oh. Then he looked down and he saw me. I remember he was wearing a white vest. I would a wife beater, if you want to call it that. Then he just hugged me again. Man, I was like, that's when I felt safe. It's like, okay.
Wow. That's when you felt safe. The two guys came, and whatever happened with the two guys, did anything come about, or they just...
I don't know.
You know if they were going to rob you or bother you, or
I don't know about why two men chasing me at night.
But either way, they were chasing you, so you ran.
Yeah.
But the moment that you felt safe was when you had the opportunity to hug your dad again.
Yeah. Because my mom was outside. My mom is in the house too. She's panicking. It's like, what is my son? But so I go back in the house and I'm crying. I'm just crying. So my dad was like, everything is okay, man. I got you. To this day, I really don't know why these people were chasing me, but I think they wanted to kill me. To be quite honest, because I don't know why else they wanted to chase me. I'm 9 years old.
Yeah. You're just walking.
Yeah. What do they want from me? Right? My dad is home for about a week, 2 weeks. But I go to school one day, and then came home. My daddy just didn't come home. What's going on? So he didn't come home the next day. So I asked my mom, like, what is dad? I don't know. So my mom, she went to where she used to work. She would walk by the jail.
Okay.
She saw a man waving over there, and it was like, oh, okay. Wait a minute. I know who that is. It's my husband.
Oh, wow. So he had been out a week, and then he was put back in jail.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
Don't know why.
I don't know why.
But you just know he was there.
But my mom came home and she told me, and she was like, I found your dad. I said, where is he? Like, he's in jail. What do you do? I don't know.
Wow.
So I remember going to see him, and that was the last time I saw my father.
Really?
Yeah. It was a tough day. Just a tough day. Because he was in bad conditions. Just like, man, so what do you do? And then, but the older I get, I start tying knots. It's like maybe these men were chasing me because they wanted to get my dad. I don't know.
Do you think that was, with your thinking back on it, do you think that was tied back to what led to the genocide potentially, or is it something else, political stuff, or,
I really don't know. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I'm 30 years old and I'm still trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know, I try to ask my mom, but my mom is very protective.
Yes, very.
Of what she tells me,
Mm-hmm.
and to this day, I didn't want to go back to look at the genocide until like I got older.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing that say Hutus and Tutsis.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to know, because if somebody asked me, I just say I'm Rwandan. Like,
Mm-hmm. You don't say which tribe.
Yeah.
And everything.
because that don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that there's tensions that happen between Hutus and Tutsis.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was in Ohio one day, and we were about to have a soccer game, and then some men came out of this one car, and they were putting their cleats on,
Mm-hmm.
and then there were other guys that were already on the field. They were getting ready to play, and they were like, "Man, we're not playing with you."
Mm-hmm. They were saying that to you?
No. With the guys that came from that car.
Okay.
So just me, I was like, "What?" It's like, "They just want to play soccer."
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not the same tribe.
Mm. Wow. Not the same tribe.
I just started laughing. I was like,
Wow.
"It's like, come on, man."
Wow.
It's like, we're just trying to play soccer, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna go home, you know, one big happy family over here,
Mm-hmm.
We all
That's
Rwandans.
interesting. Mm-hmm.
My grandfather used to tell me, like, Rwanda was the most peaceful country in the whole world, and I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Rwanda has so much potential, like,
Mm-hmm.
but if you got stuff like that happening,
Mm-hmm. It
like,
changes things completely. Yeah,
people that just hit each other for no reason.
Mm.
But yeah,
Why, when you say that, man, it makes me then come back and think about, even here in the U.S., various hate that folks have for each other.
Yeah.
Even though we could be very similar, we have a lot of similar stories. We have a lot of our journey can be shown to be very comparable.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, because you're from this city and I'm from this city, I don't like you. Or because you represent this clique or this crew,
Right.
and he represents this or this
Right.
this crew or clique,
Yeah.
I don't like you. I mean, it's interesting, but then it also shows me that it's not unique to us, in a sense that it's not just here in the U.S. or just in in our culture. It's something that goes on everywhere, that differences divide people, which in reality we should try to find ways to strike a balance, and how do we connect versus how do we differ in our perspective, our views, or where we're from.
This is what I do. This is what I did one time, and I probably shouldn't do this. And I stopped doing it every now and then. But so I'm a kind of person, like, if I'm driving down the street and I see you walking in the rain or it's so cold outside, I'm that person that might just stop and give you a ride. So I was dating this girl one time, and I told her that I'd do that, and she got mad at me.
Really?
She was like, Olivier, it's like, what if you die? What if they kill you or something? You know what I said to her?
What?
I was like, what if that person was Jesus?
Yeah. It's perspective. It's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Just like you could be, what they say, it's a term, you could be entertaining angels. You know what I'm saying? So, some people look at it from the perspective of, I'm fearful and this could be someone that could cause me harm. But what if this person is also, an angel or somebody who is here to add value to your life?
Exactly.
And it's interesting because I think, and I would want to know if your perspective on life in that instance was predicated on some of the things that you went through. So you lived through, like we mentioned before, 1 million people being killed in a span of 3 or 4 months, and your father and your grandfather disappearing and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yes, I can be fearful, but when you look back at my life, what do you think I'm gonna be scared of?
Exactly.
Wow.
So
That's interesting.
That's how I literally live my life. Because every morning I wake up, I swear, I always say, God used me today.
That's right.
That's what I say every morning. Then I go on about my business. But so when I stop and pick up some stranger on the road, kid, they white, black, whatever. I don't care. Because I'm just trying to help you.
Wow.
I'm literally just trying to help you.
I'm just trying to help.
Because people have helped me to get to where I am now, and they're not done helping me. People are still helping.
That's right.
You know, so why should I stop?
You know, there's one of my favorite books. It's called The Alchemist, and the thing about The Alchemist is it's this journey of a shepherd boy, and as he pursues his personal legend or his calling in life, the universe, it says the universe, but I think but based on our belief structure, it's the creator of the universe conspires to help him along the journey.
Right.
And so each time that he encounters a challenge, there's something there conspiring to help him to get over that challenge. And it's funny that you mentioned the fact that, you know, folks have helped you along the way and they're not done helping you, and so you feel like it's your duty to help other people along the way. And so in speaking about the journey or talking about it or thinking about it from the perspective of helping you along the way or along your journey, and people, you know, were very intentional in doing so, where was the next step? Because you also mentioned when you and I talked before that you left Rwanda and ended up moving to Kenya, correct?
Right.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about that transition and or that journey, you know, after your father went back to prison and you all moved to Kenya.
So after my father went to prison for the second time, I guess somebody was trying to get my mom.
Wow.
Because I remember coming home from school one day and they robbed our house. You know, wiped out everything. They left the radio.
Wow. I guess that radio wasn't all that. Yeah. Left the radio. That's
I remember
wild.
that radio. But I was the first one to the house. Then I ran to my mom's job. I ran over there. I ran everywhere I went. We didn't have a car. Sometimes I'd go for like 6 months without getting in a car, like sitting in a car. So anyways, but to go back. So I went to my mom. I said, Mom, it's like, I think we got robbed. She was like, what? So we go to the house and she was like, okay. This is tough, man. We so that night, I think it was that night or maybe like a night after, I remember somebody just telling us not to sleep there.
Wow.
Just don't sleep here, man. Just don't sleep here. You know? Then the guy came back the next day, said, just don't sleep here.
Wow.
And you can tie the knots. Somebody's telling you not to sleep there.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
we just got robbed, and somebody's telling you not to sleep there.
Not to sleep there. It's like, yeah, you better listen. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So then my mom kind of saw that I was scared. So this is in like 2000, because my dad went back to prison in
99.
No, like so it was like December, you know, like November or December in 99.
Okay.
So almost 2000.
Okay.
So my mom just saw that I was really scared. So she said, you know, pack your bags. So I packed my bags and went to live with my aunt, far away from my house.
And that's still in Rwanda.
That's still in Rwanda,
Okay.
yeah. I went to live in a place called Kachiru. Love that place. So I'm going to a new school, you know.
And this is just you because your other siblings are in boarding
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Okay.
They would come home every now and then.
But they were away.
But yeah, they were away at the time.
Okay.
So they didn't see my dad when he came home. Yeah.
Only you did.
Only I did,
wow.
yeah. But yeah, so I go live with my aunt. You know what my mom did?
What?
She went back to the house.
Really? After the guy came and said, don't sleep there.
Yeah.
So she sent you away.
Yeah.
But your mom went back.
Mom came back.
Wow.
She's like, anybody going to chase me out of my house?
Look, you said she was a warrior. Right?
I'm a warrior, man. So I don't see my mom for like a week. You know? I don't hear from her. No phone to come. You know? I'm like, what's going on? Then one day she came home. She came to my aunt's house because my aunt took me to a new school, you know. I'm trying to get adjusted to my new school. And my mom came And she was like, okay, hey, son, come here. Come in the room. It's like, okay. I said, what's going on? She said, I'm going to America.
Really?
I said, you going to America? Am I coming? No.
That's what your mom said.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was like, what you mean I'm not coming? She thinks you joking, right? So I ran outside and tell my cousins, yo, man, I'm about to go to America. Because my aunt, I have an aunt that she's been here for a really long time.
Okay.
So
that's one of your mom's sisters?
Yeah, that's my mom's younger sister.
Okay, and she's been in America.
Yeah, she's been in America for really long. She came here to school.
Okay.
And then I have two cousins. They lived in Connecticut.
Okay.
So, and I would send them letters every now and then. I would ask them to bring me chocolates. You know, 'cause we always love chocolates.
Okay.
These American chocolates, man. You know, something else.
Uh-huh.
You know what these were?
What?
Hershey's Kisses.
Nothing special. That's funny.
But anyways, so it's me telling my cousins, like, yo, he's like, you need to write me a list of the things that you want because I'm about to go to America. And my mom pulled me back in the room and said, no, you're staying. I'm going to America.
Wow.
What are you talking about, Mom? I'm coming with you. How you going to live in here by myself? No, your auntie's here and your siblings are coming. Y'all going to come later. Nah, I'm coming with you. Because I still think that she's joking. So that night, it was like 8 p.m., this car pulled up. My mom gets in the car. She said, you coming? She's like, because we were going to take her to the airport. So my aunt gets in the car, and I get in the car. And my mom got in the car. You know, she put a suitcase in the trunk. You know, we drive to the airport. But he's me thinking that my mom is still lying to me that I'm coming to America with her. You know, so we go to the airport, and she gives everybody a hug. She gives me a hug the last time. She's like, okay, you be good.
Wow.
So I'm 10 years old, right? Just sitting there like, okay, this is really happening. My mom is just leaving. So in Rwanda, like back then, you can go to this, so you can say goodbye, and you go up some stairs, and you see people get on the airplane, and then you see the plane take off. That's when I knew that my mom was really leaving.
Wow.
So I see her. She walks up. She goes over those stairs on the airplane. They shut the door, backs up, take off, go.
Wow. She was headed to America.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tears going down my face, man. I said, man, mom is just gone. So one day goes by, second goes by, a week goes by, you know, month. But she would call. But that conversation is, it's like, when you talk to people in Africa, it's always like they in a hole or something. Because it's so far away, man. I said, man, your voice changed. You know, but yeah, so a couple months later, my siblings came home to my aunt's house. And we lived there, you know. Aunt was good to me. So there is 4 of us. My aunt had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. So I got 7 cousins.
Wow.
Okay.
On top of the 4.
On top of the 4.
Okay.
So yeah, we're living in this house, right? And then this man came one day. It was a Friday night. He came and pulled my brother inside my aunt told my brother to come in the living room. Like, okay, you're about to go to America.
Your brother?
My brother.
Okay.
So my brother came running outside and he's like, yo, I'm about to go to America. Guess who's mad? I'm mad because my mom told me that I was going to America.
That's right. You wanted to go.
Yeah. I should be going first.
Uh-huh.
Why are you going by yourself? So my brother just left.
He went to America.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Well, he did go to so he went to America. But I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
Same man came back about a month or 2 later. My aunt pulls me in the room and says, hey, you're about to go to America. Yes, it's about time. It's about time I go to America. So be good. You've been good to me. Say hi to your mom for me. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. the man texted me. It was a Sunday. I was an altar boy, by the way.
Okay.
So one of my good friends, I don't know where he is, man. I hope I can find this guy again one day.
Maybe he's listening.
Maybe he's listening. Hey, his name is Vic.
Okay.
But yeah, he came to the house. We were about to go to church because we were about to
do the altar board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I remember me going back to him. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I can't come. I'm about to go to America. It's like, I can't go to church today."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm sorry. So he just left by himself. That was so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh man, I'm never gonna see you again."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I live with that man,
Mm-hmm.
stranger. I never met this guy. I met him when he came and get my brother, and that was it. But that was for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So this man just texts me,
Mm-hmm.
"Get on this bus. We're going the total opposite of how you go to the airport."
So, okay, so you thought you were going to the airport.
Yeah.
But you got on a bus and it took you in a different direction.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now,
Wow.
did your brother get on that same bus?
I don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know.
Wow. Interesting.
So we were on the bus for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. Go to this place, there's a bunch of trucks, 18-wheeler trucks. He said, "Get on it."
An 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Where? Like in the back? or in
No,
the front?
no, in the front. In
Okay.
the front. So, okay, cool. Well, I know I'm going to America.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, we drive. We're driving and driving, and I'm like, man, I'm sure it's me thinking 10 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm pretty smart.
The airport doesn't take as long. Yeah.
But I know you cannot go to America on a truck.
Interesting.
You know, it's like, what is going on over here? Does mom know what's going on? You know, that's what I'm asking myself. This is about a year later, actually. I forgot to say that.
Okay.
This is about a year after my mom left.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, we got to the border of Rwanda and Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 50 miles away from the border. So we stopped in that truck. I'm just sitting there, man, for like maybe 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Another truck comes by. Guess who jumped out of it? My sister. One of my sisters.
Wow. So hold on, rewind. So your mom left about a year before, and then next your brother left.
Yeah, and then about a month later,
they came for you and told you that you're going to America, but they took you in the other direction on a bus and then put you on an 18-wheeler truck, and you started driving. But then they stopped at the Rwanda and Uganda border, and you're like 10 years old, and you got out the truck and you saw your sister on another truck.
Yeah.
Interesting. Go ahead.
So, but I'm happy because I'm like, whew, somebody that I know.
That's right. I'm not by myself.
I swear, I did not talk to this man that was driving.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the man that was driving the truck was the same guy that took me from my aunt's house.
It was?
No, it was not.
A different guy.
It was a different guy.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So I was like, oh, man. So I hugged my sister, you know. So we go. I said, oh, you know where we're going? You know what's happening? They told me I was going to America. Okay, cool. So we go through the border. You know, we're in Uganda now. Because we had our papers and stuff, you know, we just go, like, you go to visit. So we get there, we get into Uganda, and I'm hungry. Because I've been in this truck for a whole day, pretty much. And then that same guy that took us from my aunt's house was there.
Okay.
She was like, you guys hungry? Man, I've never had the best fried fish. It was fried fish and the sweet potato.
And that was like the best you said?
That was the best. I'm going back to Uganda one day to
just
eat
for that fried fish and the potato.
Oh my God, man! Like, that thing was amazing. Never had one since that tasted like it.
Wow.
But you know, so we ate it, then we went to sleep. Woke up in Uganda, and then we got on a bus, Greyhound bus.
Okay.
It just drove us to Kenya.
Huh.
But I'm still thinking that I'm going to America.
So hold on, you thought you were going to America. You're on a bus in the opposite direction of the airport.
Right.
Ended up getting on an 18-wheeler, which got you into Uganda, which then got you on a bus, which drove you to Kenya.
Right.
And was your sister with you at this point?
My sister's with me now.
Okay.
So it's me and my sister and that man.
Okay.
So we go to Kenya. When we got to Kenya, I was asleep.
Okay.
Because I was tired. It's just been a long 2 days. So we got to Kenya. Now, Nairobi, Kenya, it looks like New York City at night. Because it was at night. It was like 10 p.m. at night.
Okay, just lights and everything.
Lights everywhere, big buildings, you know. It's like, oh, cool. So I opened, my sister woke me up. Said, hey, wake up, wake up. So I woke up and said, oh, man, we in America.
Because you were asleep the whole time. You saw
asleep,
lights,
yeah.
so you thought you were in America.
And I was like, but I'm still thinking, like,
I never got on an airplane.
You cannot go to America
by car.
You got to go over the ocean, right? Because I knew that. They taught me that in school. You got to go through this ocean. And you cannot cross the ocean by car. But oh well. And I never saw water.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, whatever. I just want to see my mom. Get off this Greyhound bus. We go on this thing called Matatu.
Yeah, the Matatu. Okay.
Matatu, man. If you go to Kenya, you got to get on a Matatu. Might bust your eardrums. But
it's loud.
It's very loud. So we get on there, we drive out. We drive out in like 30 minutes. We go to this little town called Umoja 1. Get off, probably walk about a mile to go to his house. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, right? So me and my sister, right? This man had 4 kids of his own, right? 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow. So it was him, 4 kids, and you two in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
This guy actually had five kids.
Wow.
Yeah. In a 2-bedroom apartment. I was like, so he goes and knocks on the door and people keep saying, Daddy, Daddy. I'm still expecting to see my mom.
That's right. Because you're thinking you're coming to America.
Yeah. I'm like, it's me saying like, Mom got married again. You know, because kids are saying Daddy. So the kid jump on this guy and they were just talking to him in Swahili. And I was like, Mambo Johnny, Mambo. Habari Gani. Man, what is going on? Then I asked my sisters, like, you see Mom? And Clarissa was like, no. We in Kenya. But I thought we were going to America. Yeah, I think this is a process, you know.
Wow. Wow.
So, okay, cool. Then the next day I woke up and I was standing on the balcony. I saw this tall dude walking towards our apartment. It was my brother.
Huh. The one that had left
before
that
you. Left.
Really?
Man.
Hold up. So he thought he was going to America too.
Yeah.
And the next day he walks up to you in Kenya.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I see him walking towards us. So he used to live, he used to go sleep at a mosque because this guy was a Muslim.
Okay. Your brother?
No. The guy that took us.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it was a 2-bedroom apartment. So some of his kids would go to sleep in the mosque.
Okay.
At the mosque.
And the rest of you all was sleeping
the rest
in the house.
of us, yeah. But for the time I was in Kenya at that guy's house, you know where I slept?
Where?
I slept on the floor in the living room. Yeah, I would just get a blanket and just sleep on the floor.
For 2 years?
For about a year. For 2 years. Yeah,
Almost
for 2 years.
Yeah,
because I was in Kenya for 2.5 years.
So hold on. So your brother was walking up. So you looked out and you saw this tall guy walking, and it was your brother.
It was my brother.
Wow.
So I ran down and I give him a hug, man. I said, you know where Mom is? Mom is in America. So where are we? We're in Kenya. Well, that's what my sister said. Why are we in Kenya? I'm 10 years old, man. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out.
You're trying to put all this stuff together.
Like, why are we in Kenya? I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're going to go to America soon. Don't worry. Okay, cool. So we go. Then about a month later, my other sister came. That man left again, and he brought back my sister. So now we started going to the interviews to come here, you know, like this immigration process. They do all the vetting. But that's when 9/11 happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then that made things delay longer than necessary.
And I understand, you know.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So it just kept taking too long. Because one time it just literally just stopped. Right, we didn't hear from the immigration system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mom would call us. You know, my mom was getting tired of the process. You know, she hasn't seen her kids in like
almost 2 years.
Yeah. Like so. I remember mom telling me that she almost gave up and just packed the bags and came to Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Because she just wanted to see us. But anyway, so so Kenya is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be careful where you go.
Mm-hmm.
So one time my brother got arrested.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So your brother got arrested?
Yeah, in Kenya.
Uh-huh.
But they were kind of holding him for ransom.
Okay.
Because somebody called my mom and said, "Hey, we need like money. If you don't send us money, we're gonna send your son back to Rwanda."
Oh wow.
But mom isn't here in America. Mom is in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that day, man. I was scared. I was crying because it was my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So they just took him. Took him to jail. He was in there for like a week. And then he came home one day. But I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But we had to move. We had to move from that man's house.
Okay.
The guy that took us. We had to get out of there.
Okay.
We went to live by ourselves.
Really?
Yeah, there was another guy. Think with my mom, man. Imagine you trusting a guy, I don't know, in Mexico.
Some different place from another country
with
or
your
whatever.
kids.
Wow.
Just, but man, go get my kids. Go get my kids from Mexico, take them to Canada.
You know what's interesting about what you're saying is like your mom, even though she was in America, she was orchestrating all of this.
All
this stuff she was ordering it all.
My mom was paying that man about, I think it was like $100 a month
to keep you all.
to keep us all. So mom is here. She's busy. My mom had 2 jobs. She came here. She got 2 jobs. But the people at the church helped a lot.
And so you all moved to live by yourself after that.
After my brother got out of jail because his brother got him. His friend got him out, and he came home. My sister got on the phone. I don't know what happened because I'm just a kid, man. I don't want to ask questions.
That's right.
So you gotta pack your bags, man. We gotta go. Oh man, okay. So I gotta leave my friends. By the way, it's very important for me to mention I didn't go to school in Kenya.
So for the 2.5 years you were there,
for 2 years that I was in Kenya,
you were not able to.
I was not able to go to school. So when we left Umoja to go to a place called Waidaka, I was not in school.
Wow.
So this other man, stranger, came and got us, met us at the bus station, took us to his house. I'm still friends with his kids now. You know, those are my good friends. They still live in Kenya. But that man, first question he asked me is like, "So what grade are you in?" I don't know. School.
I haven't been to school in a couple of years, so wow.
What? You gotta go to school. So he took me to this place called Kabiria. Me and my sisters. But every Wednesday, my brother would go to the immigration to see if they put our names to come if we got approved to come to America. So I haven't been in school in 2 years. They spoke French. They only spoke French at that school. They were teaching in French. Okay. But I didn't know French.
What language did you speak growing up?
I spoke Kinyarwanda.
Kinyarwanda. Okay.
So Rwanda was colonized by the Belgians. Okay. So our second language was French. Okay. But you didn't learn it until you went to like 6th grade.
And you weren't.
When I left there, I was in 5th grade.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I never really got to learn French. Okay. The only French I knew was because I watched the movie or whatever, and I would just kind of listen. Okay. So I understand French, but I can't speak it. But anyway, so I'm at this school now, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to figure some stuff out. Cool. And then one day, my brother came and he was like, "Hey, don't go to school anymore, because we got approved to come to America." Man, y'all been telling me that I'm going to America for 2.5 years.
I'm not gonna believe you.
I ain't believing you. So I'm gonna mind my business.
And go to school and do
go
everything.
No, dude, don't go to school. We're going to America in 2 weeks. No, I don't believe you. Mom calls and say, hey, have you guys heard the news? Y'all got approved. Oh, thank God, you know, God answers prayers. Blah, 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 blah. Your tickets are all set. You know, you're coming on this day.
You didn't believe
okay,
it.
Mom. I don't believe you.
Yeah, y'all sent me to Kenya and you told me I was going to America 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I left. I go back to school, and then there was the next Wednesday, I believe. We had to go get our shots. You got to get shots.
Yeah,
you take
before
all
you
these
leave.
pills. You come to America. They teach you things about America. You know, and that's when it started clicking. I was like, wait a minute, maybe I am going to America.
Because I'm getting shots now.
No, I hate taking shots. I hate needles. But anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. We go there, and I was like, okay, now what's next? Now I'm starting to believe that I'm going to America. My brother was wild. Just do some random stuff. I said, dude, you cannot mess this thing up. Please, whatever you do, don't mess this thing up.
Do not mess this up.
So if I were you, I would sit your butt in this house and don't leave until we leave next week.
Don't get in trouble.
Yes. Don't you get in trouble. I don't want you getting arrested. I don't want you, please. You can't mess this up. Will my brother listen to me? Nah. He would just go. Come back home like midnight. Man, I was sitting there. Just
like, you gonna mess
door,
up my
man.
trip.
I just want to go see my mom, man. But anyway, so that next Wednesday, that man that took us, he came, he rented a bus. His family took us to the immigration. You know, we got there, we said our goodbyes, man. Best people I've ever met, man. You know, I'm still grateful to this, man. So that's when I believed it, man. I said, man, I'm going to America. So we sat on this bus, took us to the airport, Jomo Kenyatta Airport. That's the name of the airport.
That's right. That's right.
So we get there, man. They gave us these bags. I saw my name was on there. Now I'm sitting on the airplane. It's a night. I still don't believe that I'm leaving, man, until this thing takes off. The relief I had, man. Wow. Because I looked around, I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 of us.
So all your siblings?
Yeah, me and my siblings, we're going to America. So my mom tells me that to bring a jacket, right? Because it's in April. I don't know
it's Connecticut.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Because, you were in Africa.
Yeah,
You're not
somebody
used to
say, whatever you do, don't worry
cold
about
weather.
bringing other clothes. Bring a jacket. All right, Mom. So I went and got I had a hoodie. I didn't listen to my mom. I'm just excited to go to America. Because she said it was cold. So we went from Kenya, we went to Belgium. Then from Belgium, we fly to Atlanta. Then when we got to Atlanta, they were like, welcome to America. Oh, about me and my mom. Now we got to get on another plane and go to Connecticut. Atlanta was hot. It was a little warm, you know.
So you weren't expecting. You're like, oh, I'm fine.
Saying that I need a jacket. Man, we got to Connecticut. It was a night. It was a night. I looked outside the window. I see some white stuff. I was like, what is going on outside? What is that white stuff?
First time seeing snow.
Yeah. Woo-wee.
Wow.
So, but we get on this airplane, man. I see my mom. I give her a long hug, man, for like a good 2 minutes. I say, man, I was touching her face. Just say, man,
seeing if she's real. You're just like, wow.
Nothing changed. Like, yeah. I see my aunt and her kid. I have a cousin. Yeah. It's like, oh man, you're the kid I see on pictures all the time. Like, oh my God, like, okay, so now it's time to go outside. So I think my mom just stood there. She just looked at me. She said, I told you to bring a jacket, boy. I go outside, man. The cold hit me, hit my face. My God, man. I made a U-turn and went back. I said, I ain't going outside. Somebody's going to have to give me a jacket. So my mom's friend gave me his jacket. You know, I went to the car. I'm just looking. I was like, man, he doesn't look Okay, other than being cold, like this looks normal. Because I thought America was like this big shiny roads. You know, that's what you see on
TV
in Africa. It was like, you know, you see like 50 Cent wearing hats.
There you go.
You see Jay-Z do music videos. You know, it's like, oh, cool. But I was like, oh man. Well, the next day, my mom knocked on the door. Said, "You got to go to school." Me going
and you
to
hadn't
school,
been to school in 2 years.
Yeah, except for that. So for 2 years I didn't go to school, and then I went to the school for like 6 months.
Right before you left.
Right before I left, the school that was teaching me French.
Okay,
we were learning in French. So I didn't really learn much. But anyways, so mom said, "You got to go to school." I said, "Mom, I haven't been in school, and I don't speak English. Like I came here, I couldn't tell you hi, what's your name. Like I couldn't say that."
Wow.
So I'm 13 years old, right? So here in America, it was like, wait, how old are you? 13? Okay, cool. You got to go to high school. So I go to high school. My uncle took us to school, and then we went to the principal's office, and he was like, okay, so this is your classes. This is what you're going to do. Just go to this class. It was me sitting there, and I remember when I went back home, I told my mom, "Mom, what am I supposed to do at school? Because I can't speak English.
You can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
None of that."
She said, "Son, like, you know how hard it was for me when I got here?" I said, "No, like, it was hard." I said, "I couldn't speak English, but I had to go get a job. I had to get not one job, but 2 jobs so I can feed you guys. And I had to get ready for you guys to come here. Things were not easy for me. You know what I did? I figured it out. So I need you to do the same thing. Go to school and figure it out." Okay? So I asked her, I said, "So how much is tuition?" She said, "It was free."
Wow.
What? Do I have to buy books? No, it's free. They want to give it to you. So how far is it? Well, it's a good 30 minutes on the bus.
So you don't have to walk either.
Yeah, I was like, wait, there is a bus? So do I have money to get on the bus? And no, they're going to give it to you. It's free.
Wow.
All right. I mean, what about lunch? What do I do for lunch? They're going to feed you. All I need you to do, get up, take a shower,
And go
get dressed, stand on the bus, then go sit on the bus. It's going to take you to school. Get out of there, go to class. You'll be good.
That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. But I don't speak English. Figure it out. Because I figured it out. Figured it out.
Figure it out. That's powerful. No, I'm going to tell you because the way that you explained it from the standpoint of this is something that was like, I don't have to do all these things that I had to do before. We don't have to pay for this. We don't have to pay for that. I don't have to walk. You know, I don't have to. All I have to do is just wake up, go stand at the bus stop, and just go learn.
Yeah. Because when I went to school in Rwanda, I used to walk. It was a long walk.
About how long?
2, 3, 4 miles.
Wow.
One way.
Wow.
One way.
Wow. And this is and you were in school in Rwanda when you were young, so from age 6 to like about age 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fellas, put that in your mind. Think about that. Walking, 3-4 miles as a 7-year-old to school each way.
By yourself.
By yourself.
Or maybe with friends. You know, your mom didn't take you to school. They don't sign you in when you go. So in Rwanda, you had to be at school at 8. If you're not, so they would blow this whistle at like 7:50. We all had to go to this big assembly. You had to be at that assembly because if the principal sees you
and you're not
after 7:50, you're gonna have to go to the principal's office. And you don't want to go because you're gonna have to go there with a switch.
Oh, yep, he's gonna pop them. No corporal punishment. Yeah,
hey,
no joke.
You pick your own switch. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't let the principal pick his.
No, because he's Wow.
Yeah, you pick your own. And then you get more whooping when you go to class because you're late to class now.
So now the teacher's going to get you.
So you got a whooping from the principal, but he made you late to class. And you're going to go in there and the teacher's going to pop you too.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I hated to go to school in Rwanda because of that. So I was getting popped. So say they ask you what's 2 plus 2, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know the answer is 4 now, right? But when you young, you trying to figure this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 2-3 seconds to answer. If you didn't know the question, you didn't know the answer,
You got popped.
pop you, yeah.
Wow.
Like, man, like if you miss school, they'll ask you, why didn't you come to school? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You get popped.
There's a common theme there.
You know?
Wow.
You know, did you do your homework?
Uh-huh.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, why didn't you do your homework? I need you to come up here.
Mm-hmm.
So lay down. You get popped.
Wow.
Every little thing, man. That made me hate going to school.
So that made you hate going, but then when you eventually got to America where things are totally different, you know, how did that change? Was it one of those things where did you start to like it? And that, well, and again, you didn't know how to speak English initially.
Mm-hmm.
And so at what point did you start to like it, or did you ever start to like school?
I went to when my mom kept telling me that things were free.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So all I gotta do is just go sit down, listen to my teacher. Okay, cool. And I started thinking about where I just came from.
Mm-hmm.
How hard my mama had to work to pay
For you to go.
for me to go to school and get popped
Mm.
by my teachers.
Uh-huh.
But then I remember sitting in a class, and this kid, he was just being rude to the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He's me sitting there like, oh man, you about to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher just kind of stood there and looked at him.
Mm.
Just rolled him up.
He didn't get popped.
No,
That's America.
just rolled him up.
Uh-huh. He
was
didn't
like-
get popped. That's funny.
So I remember going and was like, wow, you
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I knew not to do that. Like, I was very thankful because I was like, I get all these things for free. I can be anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Wow.
I can be anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Long story short, man, teacher gave me a test.
Mm-hmm.
It was a science test. Multiple choice. I've never seen a test that was multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he gave me his own copy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, I'm going like, hey, I'm pointing at the test because I can't be like, you give me. He's like, no. I remember him saying, pick the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, pick the best answer.
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm just going like, I got a 25% of chance
Mm-hmm.
of guessing the right answer.
That's right.
But I can't read that test. So just like, okay, cool. So I would go A, B, C.
Uh-huh.
C. Okay, I think C's good.
You
So,
just pick
yeah.
random ones. Uh-huh.
I made a 32 on that test.
Wow.
I haven't forgot it.
Uh-huh.
I have not forgot it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a story my freshman and sophomore year, man. It was a struggle. I hated going to school.
And
here,
this is in
too.
Connecticut too,
This
right?
is in Connecticut,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Play-
when did things turn? Like
play
when did
soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Things started turning my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, my mom told me to go to school and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that things were gonna be okay
Mm-hmm.
because I was here in America, like
Mhm.
you know. But when I saw how kids were treating teachers and
Mhm.
doing, I was like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you wasting time? Because I have family members at home that are still struggling. Like
Mhm.
they would kill for this.
Mm-hmm.
They would want to have this.
They would kill for this opportunity.
Yeah,
You
like,
see people squandering it.
yeah, man. Like it makes me upset.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I gotta do better. I
Mhm.
gotta just keep trying.
Mm.
Never miss school.
Mm.
The only time I missed school is when I went to get my green card.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even when I was sick, man, I would go to school because I knew that one day I was gonna like, it was gonna come back to be something good for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't miss this lesson.
Mm.
But I was failing my freshman and sophomore year. I was failing science. The only classes I was passing was I took a French class. I made 100.
Mm-hmm. Because you had learned a little bit of French
Yeah.
before. Okay.
I made 100. I passed gym, and I had a cooking class. That was it.
That's it.
Then math,
Okay. Yeah. because-
common language.
That's right. There you go.
You
But
know,
everything else was an
everything
issue.
else was an issue.
Wow.
So my GPA out of high school was a 3.2. 2.2. 2.2.
For those first 2 years?
No. Overall, because my
first
GPA,
two.
my first 2 years, it was just a struggle. Like I failed pretty much most of my classes, but the ones that was like 2 or 3 classes that I was passing. So that affected how I was like when I was trying to apply to go to college.
You had a low GPA coming in.
I had a low GPA.
But it was because of those first 2 years.
Yes, because my junior and sophomore year I was okay. I was still learning, but I was okay. Like you can see that I improved. Yeah, and the thing that kept me going was that because I was telling myself, because every time I beat myself down. So when I moved to Kenya, I couldn't speak Swahili. I had to teach myself how to speak Swahili. So now I know Kenya, Rwanda, and Swahili, right? I figured it out. Then I came to America. I had to teach myself how to speak English.
You figured it out.
I figured it out. And I can understand French. So that always told me that I wasn't stupid.
So you knew, because whenever your back was against the wall, whenever you faced a challenge, you overcame that. So therefore you knew you had the capacity to.
Right.
And so, but it was just the time factor of getting there.
Right.
And having the patience to get to the point where you can, fully become proficient. And the things turned itself kind of mid-high school, and then you finished, and you mentioned college. So after high school, did you go to college? You went to college after high school?
Yes.
Okay.
So how I got into college, so I'm applying, I played soccer.
Okay.
Freshman, I was a skinny kid. I was probably like 130. I was 5'7". Applied to go to a college, nah. But I wanted to go play soccer. Sophomore year, same thing, still skinny.
Okay.
And then some parents put some money together for me to go to a soccer camp at Holy Cross University in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I went there and the coach was like, man, you're just too small. I was fast.
But you were small.
But I was small. He said, you need to go to the gym. I was like, okay, what's the gym? Go lift weights.
Okay.
Then my high school coach, his name is Ben. Shout out to Ben.
Okay.
He came and picked me up. And he was like, you know what? I had a 0% body fat.
Yeah.
That's how skinny I was. But he came and he said, you know what you need to do, man? You need to go to McDonald's every single day.
Just get bigger.
Yeah, just put some fat on you. Like, you need something. But,
that's funny.
yeah, so he would actually take me to McDonald's and just buy me some,
just
like,
go
a quarter
start
pounder,
eating.
Yeah. But that didn't help. But I was like, because you see how skinny I am now. That's how I always been. But I did go to the gym, and it did make me a little stronger.
Okay.
So my junior year, I was getting looked at by some colleges. But again, my GPA
was so
low. They would just kind of back away. And in my mind, I would just cry, man. I said, man, I wish you knew what I've been through. Like, it's not because I didn't care.
It's because of the challenges and this transition.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, you said something there. I wish you knew what I've been through.
Yeah.
I wish, and that's the real reason why we're having this conversation.
Exactly.
I want people to understand that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think we all hit a point in our life where when things aren't working out or things are challenging, that you can just say, I wish you knew what I had been through, and maybe you'd see me a little differently.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So that's what I needed. Like, that's how I lived through my life, right? Just give me a chance.
To show me.
Yeah.
Give me the chance to show you.
Yeah. Just give me a chance. I'll prove to you that you didn't make a mistake. So, Southern Connecticut State University, they had this summer camp. So you had to go there for a whole summer to prove to them that you can do the college work. They were doing this for the kids that had a low GPA.
Yeah, like kind of like the partial qualifiers or whatever. Gotcha.
So I go there, I passed that. But when I was a junior, my mom moved. So when we got here, my mom started planning. It was like, okay, my kids are here. I'm about to move somewhere and just kind of restart. Okay. So don't ask me why I should pick Tennessee. I should pick Kingsport, Tennessee.
Wow.
You ever been to Kingsport?
I've been to Kingsport.
Yeah.
I don't know how and why she would choose that.
I don't know why I picked Kingsport.
Okay.
Maybe
because it was a king or something. She was like, you know what? It's like the movie Coming to America. I don't know if you've seen Coming to America. When they were going to find their queen, they picked Queens, New York to go do it. So, yeah.
There you go. So she goes to Kingsport, Tennessee. I remember I moved her, You know, Eastman, how it smells, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mom lived right over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I can't live over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make a choice to go back to Connecticut.
Okay.
So
This is in high school still.
This is
going
I'm a
back to
junior in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to be a senior.
Okay.
But I told my mom, I'm about to be a captain on my soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
I got some colleges looking at me, you know, I can go to college and play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But any African parent, man, they want their kids to be doctors and lawyers.
There you go.
Or engineers.
There you go.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Don't be like, man, I want to be a professional soccer player.
You're like, yeah, whatever.
You're
Doctor,
wasting time.
lawyer, engineer.
Yes.
You got
that's
3
it.
options.
3 options. And then there is other.
Uh-huh. That's funny. I
You
love
know-
it. I love it.
Yeah. Anyways, so, because I was like, Mom, I can go to scholarship to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I tease my mom on this. Like, she never came to my soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
I started games from the time I was a freshman
Mm-hmm.
to the time I was a senior.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't come.
She never came to a soccer game.
Because it was not you going to be a doctor,
Yeah.
a lawyer,
Yeah.
or engineer.
Every African kid is going through the same thing.
Uh-huh. That's funny.
Same thing.
Uh-huh.
My coach had to give me rides.
Because your mama was not coming.
Yeah, she was like, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
You know? But then-
So you ended up going back to Connecticut. So
Yeah,
you
so
didn't. She moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
That your junior year,
Yeah.
but you stayed in Connecticut.
stayed in
and finished high
Connecticut, finished high school.
Mm.
I graduated high school, and then I went to
school.
Southern.
Southern Connecticut University.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I passed my summer classes.
Mm.
Now I got admitted.
Okay.
So I'm in my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
My senior year in high school, I had a hernia,
Okay.
and I played on it like I shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Should have had a surgery and just took the time to be off. But
Mm-hmm. But you played on a
I
hernia.
played on that hernia. Then I had a surgery right after the season.
Okay.
And then I started playing soccer. I never went to a physical therapist and didn't have money to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then that just kind of ruined my soccer career.
Okay. But were
'Cause I
you
was
playing
never
in
the
Southern
same.
Connecticut? Were you playing soccer?
So
there?
that was my goal.
Okay.
So I try out on the team over there.
Mm.
I'm on the practice squad pretty much. But I'm just, ever since that surgery, I've never been the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Southern Connecticut just won a national championship.
Really? Wow.
It was a Division
Wow.
2 school.
So it
you
was a
know?
big. So it was a big soccer school.
Yeah.
But you didn't get the opportunity to play because of the
yeah,
hernia.
because of my hernia. Yeah, I
Okay.
was just never the same, and soccer was not fun for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and my mom got sick.
Mm-hmm. So you were at Southern Connecticut. And you were
Yeah.
your freshman year. You thought you were gonna play soccer. You
Yeah.
couldn't because of the hernia.
Yeah.
But you did your freshman year
Yeah.
at Southern Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then my mom got sick.
Mm-hmm.
She got really sick one day, and she almost died.
Mm.
So when I looked, nobody was living with my mom.
Mm-hmm. So you just decided to.
So I gotta go down to Tennessee.
Mm.
So I transferred to ETSU.
Ah, interesting. So that's what led you to ETSU,
Yeah.
or East Tennessee State
Yeah.
University, which
Yeah.
is not far from Kingsport.
Yeah,
It's
from
right
some
there.
city to Kingsport, it'll be a 20-30 minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I go there, I get admitted into ETSU. I tried to play soccer there too, but it didn't work. Again, soccer was just not fun for me
That's
anymore.
right. After your hernia and surgery and all. It
Yeah.
just,
So I'm playing on it was a club team, but it was just
mm-hmm.
guys, cause I had me give me a job.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a job. I worked for RHA. Worked there for 5 years. I was working with kids with disabilities.
Okay.
This kid I worked with, shout out to Preston.
Okay.
He's my little brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
He had autism.
Okay.
He taught me a lot of things about life,
Interesting.
you know, because I wasn't that much older than him.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I saw him, I said, why is he like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Wow.
And it would bring me back to so 1 million people die in 3 months. You come to this side of the world, something like this would never happen, but that's the first time I saw a kid with autism.
Wow. It's interesting. Exposure to something totally different.
Yeah.
It's just like, but there are challenges no matter where you are, but
Yeah.
the challenges are always going to be different. So
Right.
to your point, like you had never seen somebody with like autism or
Yeah.
whatever, and wow, that's interesting.
I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you did that was your job that
That was
you
my
worked
job in college.
while you were in college.
Yeah.
Now, is that what led you into now? Because currently you work with kids and you inspire them and do
Yeah.
community work and everything.
Yeah.
Is that what kind of inspired you? Because you also just mentioned that as an African kid, your parents say doctor, lawyer, or
Yeah.
engineer.
Yeah.
is that work with RHA and dealing with, working with Preston and getting to know him, is that what led you into, doing what you do now with the kids?
So when I was in college, when I got here, I was like, what should I be? I want to be a lawyer. Okay, cool. Be a lawyer. You got to read a lot of books. In order to read books, you got to know how to speak English. I can't speak English. So that's out of the way. Can't be a doctor. I don't like science. Okay, businessman, yeah, okay, but I still don't know English. But then you went back to, I want to help people. I just want to help people because I got pictures in my phone, man. Like my cousins are just suffering. It's like, why are they living like this? But then I remember my first year here, I went to a field trip in Massachusetts. No, it was Boston. No, it was New York. I went to New York. I saw some homeless people. You cannot tell somebody in Africa that there is homeless people in America. They would just look at you.
They wouldn't
like
believe
crazy. In New York City, that's where we see 50 Cent.
That's right. You can't imagine you can see 50 Cent, but then you could also see someone that's homeless. Like, that doesn't register.
It hit me. I was like, there's something wrong here. It doesn't add up.
Are you good?
I was like, that doesn't add up. Why is that like that in America? Like, somebody went from the moon, from here, and went all the way up to the moon. Like, what's up? Why are we having homeless people? Anyways, I want to get into that.
You want to help?
I want to help. I really want to help because I don't think they understand what they have here.
You want them to be able to recognize the opportunities that are available based on the fact that I can show you where I came from, and you should not squander this opportunity.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Then going to school, you see kids who don't care. Because I'm in school with those kids.
I mean, like, how do you not care?
Exactly. Now you in college, like, it's not even free anymore.
Taking advantage of opportunities.
So your parents are paying $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, $20,000. You out there just partying, just acting crazy. Like, what's up?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what led me to what I do now. I was like, I think I can kind of give back.
You see opportunities, and fellas, I want you all to pay attention to that. It's like Olivier had a journey, as you've heard. I mean, this journey is amazing. But the thing is, everything in life happens for a reason, and his journey showed him things that, as he got to America, he realized that, I have the ability to take advantage of opportunities, and I have a context to share with, other guys who seem to maybe not be taking advantage of opportunities or taking things for granted. If I share my story with you, it will basically say, dude, you have no excuse but to make something happen. And that literally, it seems, led you into what you're doing now, doing community work and inspiring kids and, working with kids. And one of the things that you and I, shared offline when we talked, you mentioned that you have an ultimate goal of something that you'd like to do in Rwanda.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what is that?
So my goal is to go back home to Rwanda or Kenya. I claim Kenya too as my.
That's right. That's home too for you. Yeah, that's right.
Home, man. Love those people. So either go to Rwanda or Kenya and open up my own school.
Why is that?
Because my mom struggled to pay tuition for me and my sisters to go to school. My sisters and brothers to go to school. And there is millions of, you're lucky to see third grade in Rwanda.
Wow.
But why is that? Like, education should just,
it should be free, or it should be attainable, or for any and everybody.
Anybody. Because I don't care who you are, man. You might not have the same belief that I do, but getting an education will change your life.
That's real.
It will change your life.
That's real.
I don't care who you are.
That's real.
Yes. If you don't believe it, just come talk to me, okay? Because I can show you the difference
between having an education and
yes.
And so fellas, I want you all to pay attention to that. Again, as we mentioned before, Olivier is not a dad now, but he has nieces and nephews, and he treats them like his own. And the thing is, with his community work that he does here in Knoxville, he in essence has a whole lot of kids that he works with, and he treats them like his own as well. But the whole notion is, don't squander opportunities. Don't squander opportunities. I mean, granted, there are challenging things that are going on. There are scenarios that are, that are not favorable at times, but at the end of the day, you still have an opportunity. If you have breath in your body, do not squander the opportunity that's in front of you. And if you take a step back and really listen to Olivier's journey, and you listen to, the notion of, at 6 years old, coming home one day and basically saying you cannot leave the house for 3 or 4 months, and his father, getting arrested and put in jail, not really understanding the circumstances for years, and you come home one day and he's sitting there, and then he's gone again, and you're not there to experience that. And just that yearning for having that relationship, or having that, is something that he always wanted. But then the whole notion of, I have to leave. My mom, in essence, one day said, we got to go. And he just had to go, and they ended up going to Kenya for a couple of years, and there he was not able to go to school. Something that he wanted to do, he was not able to do. But ultimately, he ended up getting to America, where his mom was, and from there, it was still a journey. I mean, he had to figure out how to communicate. He had to figure out how to integrate himself into, a new society or a new world. I mean, this journey. I mean, if you take a step back and really look at it, and look at what he's gone through, it's like, when you think about the opportunities that are in front of you, no matter how big or small, you should have no reason but to take advantage of those, to go forward, to make the most of everything, to be the best version of yourself. But the biggest thing that he mentioned was, he has a desire to help, and you have no reason why you should not then reach back or reach out and help others, because if you pay attention to it, somebody is always helping you, whether they're claiming credit or not. Somebody is always helping you, and it's your duty to do so. And so, fellas, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. And Olivier mentioned that, if you have any questions about, how education can impact and influence life, then he said reach out to him. And, we got his contact info. I mean, you can get at him on Twitter, Olivier7 at Twitter, or Fistone7 on Instagram. So Olivier, Olivier 7 on Twitter, or Fistone7 on Instagram, Fiston 7 on Instagram. And reach out to him, man, and holler at him, and let him know that, his journey, his story has truly, it struck a chord with you, and then also just reach out and let him know you heard about him on Black Fathers Now. I guess as we kind of wind this thing down, man, is there anything else that you'd like to leave with, the brothers that could be listening, that are listening?
Man, you just hit it, man. You don't take this life for granted. There is a lot of issues going on right now, but just stay woke. Like, travel the world, man. If you go around and see, I don't know, just go see what's going on around the world, man. It's going to open up your mind. It's going to open up your mind, and that's going to give you the tools that you need for you to help your community.
That's right. Give you perspective.
Yes. It's going to, because it's not that I don't want to help kids here in America, because I am doing that right now. I'm mentoring more than 100 kids, but I work with a lot of students. And like you said, like, I look at all of those kids like my own kids, And I always give them my phone number. So I don't change my number. Call me anytime you need me. I'll be there. But I want to do more. I want to do more. And I know I can do more. But again, I'm trying to go back to school right now because I can.
Hold on. I'm going back to school right now because I can. See, that's the difference. We take the notion of I can for granted at times. sometimes that's all you need to realize. I can. And just because I can, I will.
Hey, we have FAFSA here.
Hey, look, FAFSA. Look, some people, that's a bad word. They're like, man, FAFSA is, but we have it. It's an opportunity.
Yes. So the government here literally pays for you to go to school. I didn't have that. But if I can go to Rwanda or Kenya or Sudan, anyway, Ghana, Nigeria, open up my school, connect it to some HBCU,
my man,
college or university, whatever, out here, so these kids can have an opportunity.
Create a pipeline. That's right.
Yes. And then maybe one of those kids is going to go back and do the same thing.
Create a critical mass.
Yeah.
That's it. My man, all right. This is, fellas, I'm trying to tell you, because you can, that's all the rationale and or reasoning you need. Because you can, you need to make it happen. And it's so, what do they say? To whom much is given, much is expected, or much is required. Right? And so listen to Olivier's story. Really take it to heart. Really understand the trials, the tribulations. But then also look at the joy on the back end. In the midst of all of this, I mean, some folks would sit around and become depressed and be this and be that. He's like, you know what? It's my duty to go and make things better for those that are coming behind me. Let that sink in. Fellas, we want to give a humongous shout out to my man, Olivier Muhire, for sharing his journey, his story from Rwanda to now impacting the lives of well over 100,000 youth in the Knoxville area, with his work. And we want to thank him. Thank you so much, brother, for taking time out of your schedule and, impacting us with your journey. And, this is going to impact a lot of lives, man. So I appreciate you for taking time to hang out with us today, brother.
Thank you for doing what you do, man. You, your wife, y'all doing good things, man.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
So shout out to everybody, man. Everybody. Real talk. Mr. Swearinger, if you're listening, shout out to you, Wendy Clayton, Jessica Holman, Mark Benson. There's people that have given me chances. Again, that's what I always ask for.
Give me a chance.
Somebody who's listening to you right now, I might work for you one day. You might see my resume one day. Hey. That's what I need. I just need a chance. I will figure it out.
Like his mama said, figure it out. Now, fellas, again, as always, y'all reach out to Olivier on Twitter, Olivier7, or Fistone7 on Instagram, and definitely reach out and let them know you heard about him on Black Fathers Now. As always, visit blackfathersnow.com. Subscribe via iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, leave comments, share this episode out. Hey, if you're interested in having me to come speak to your school, to your organization, to your group, definitely reach out. I am MikeDorsey.com. I'd love to come and connect and speak to your group, speak to your crew, speak to your church, your school. Would love to come connect. This episode is being brought to you by two things. My book, Dynamic Black Fatherhood Manifesto, currently available on Amazon. Grab a copy. It is changing lives. As well as the apparel company, blackfamilyapparel.com. Grab some awesome apparel that celebrates the nuances of the black family. And, until next time, y'all be blessed, well, and wise. And I'll holler at you. Peace. Yo, fellas, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And always visit blackfathersnow.com, as well as follow Black Fathers Now on virtually every social media platform you can think of. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just follow us and engage with us, man. Look forward to hearing from you. And I guess until next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.